Right, we'll move on to Maeshowe Division 2, the highest scoring team of the week. Poor Port Valley coming up against them.
Right,
277 to 234. Belfast Buccaneers now. Belfast Benchwarmers 276 against the Darlow Destroyers 201. Crew Juggernauts back on the win streak, carrying on the win streak 221 against 151. Goes to the Wolfpacks. Sunback Sunsets 220 points against the Riney Cardinals 197. 195 for the Birmingham Giants against 211. Bognor Regis back on the win streak again. And you've got the Whitworth Educators 211 up against the Bournemouth Trash Pandas 181. So the Portland Lumberjacks 9-3 at the top. This is the one where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 teams on 66.
10th, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got to feel for Port this week. That's harsh. 234 points. You're sitting on 5-6. You need to win. You go out and score 234 points, and you run into the top scorer of the week. Yeah.
Yes.
He's going to feel that a little bit.
He was quite loud about it on Monday.
Could be the difference between getting in and not as well. Do you know what I mean? Because now at 5-7, and 5-7's not dead. Of course, it's not. He's only one game behind. 2 weeks to go. Of course, he can get in, but he's needing people above him to lose as well. You know.
Yeah, and it's good to see Crew after their good start and having a 6-game losing streak to now go 2 wins in a row again to get back up to 5th.
Good win, and back in form again with 220 odd points, you know. So going very well. I mean, there was some. I think there's always some big wins at this stage of the season. Whitworth Educators beating the Burnham Trash Pandas. That's pretty much put them in now, you know. I mean, the 8 wins. I know 6th place is at 6, but there's just that many in between now. I would say Burnham Trash Pandas need another one, but I'm going to go with the 8s are in here.
Yeah, they got a good chance. It's good for Bognor Regis Falcons as well, getting their, because they had a slip up last week, I'm pretty sure, and then because they dropped from 1st to 3rd and they've managed to stay at 3rd.
Yeah, that's it. They're pretty much. So. Yeah, that one's pretty much cemented their place now, you know. I mean, Portland Lumberjacks are in for sure. I mean, Whitworth Educators lost last week as well and got the win this week, so that was a nice bounce back win for them as well against Burnham, and that's kind of put them in now. There's Burnham, I would say, are 1 win away from being in, but then the Crew Juggernauts, Darlow Destroyers, Belfast Benchwarmers, Sandbach Sunsets, all at 6 and 6. So there's 2 spots there to be played for, right down to the 5 and 7. So Riney Cardinals and Cavite Porkers right in those races as well. Bad loss for Belfast this week, losing to the Darlow Destroyers, because you win that week and you're 2 games ahead of them. You've lost this week, so you're tied.
And you're out the playoff spot as well. So,
and it's they're going to need their players that they manage to. It's ironic that they're down there. They picked up the 4 players against Portland Lumberjacks, 1 for Kelsey, and yet it's the Belfast Benchwarmers that are in the battle, and Portland are smiling on from the top.
Who was it again? It was
got Hopkins, who didn't do too much today this week. Kamara, who did quite well. Was Ridley part of it? And Njoku.
No, it was Njoku. It was only 3 players, was it not?
No, it was 4. I'm sure Ridley was the other one.
I don't know, find it. I think you might be right, actually.
But yeah, he's got those players are scoring well for him, but Mixon's letting them down.
Yeah, it was Hopkins, Njoku, Kamara, and Ridley. So all 3 of them played. All 3 of them scored. Well, 3 of them scored well. 1 scored okay, but wasn't enough to get the win.
At the end of the day, the Belfast Benchwarmers' problem this season's been Mixon and Metcalf all season long. They've just not done it. They've not done enough, and yet they're auto starters, and they've just not done enough. So that's
you can't drop them because they're so good. But yeah, you say, they're not done anything.
And Darlow Destroyers, lovely, nice win, 200 points. Going to be he's going to not know what to do about his quarterback now with Dobbs and Smith. So what do you do there? But
Smith will be playing this week because Dobbs will be on a bye.
Aye, yeah, true. But he's got Rice there, he's got Reed there on the bench, who are both going very well now, and both rookie receivers. Cup's another one, isn't he? You can't not play him, but you got to play him.
Well, you got Williams. You got Williams back as well, 47 points. That'll be the game winner there. Kieran Williams.
Of course, yeah. So Kieran Williams is massive. Whoever's got Kieran Williams is, as I say, they're running into playoffs nice, and if they're making the playoffs, then they're nice and happy about it. So yeah, Darlow Destroyers now looking very strong and on the up, and they're holding that 6th spot now. Sandbach Sunsets, a great win to keep them involved. Rhino Cardinals obviously knocking them down. Great win for them. It's every win at this point of the season is massive for the teams that are in and amongst it. Obviously, you know, if you look at next week, Rhino Cardinals are playing the Cavite Porkers, so the 2-5-7 teams, one of them's dead and one of them's going to be right in it. You know.
Yeah, I think you've got the Crew Juggernauts against the Darlow Destroyers. That's going to be a cracker game next week, like.
Massive, and the winner of that's probably is looking good to get in, and the loser of that's fighting for the 6th spot. You know, the winner of the Rhino Cardinals Cavite Porkers game, they're going to be playing for the 6th spot, but they'll need to win again. Belfast Benchwarmers, they've got Gloucester Woolpack, so they'll be cheesing about that.
The Whitford Educators this week have got Barkley on a bye, Diggs on a bye, DJ Moore on a bye, Addison on a bye.
Oof, Myers on
a bye. And Okereke on a bye.
Robinson on a bye. And
he's got 3 quarterbacks.
Well,
they're screwed. Oh,
yes,
that could be a very costly loss.
And in the cup, but at 8-4, I think they're comfortable enough to be hitting these playoffs. But they are playing the Birmingham Giants, which is good for them. But you know, Burnham Trash Pandas are running into Bognor Regis Falcons, and if they lose, and Sandbach Sunsets are running into Portland Lumberjacks, so the wrong time to be running into 2 big teams. You know, Burnham need that win just to get them over the line. And if Sandbach Sunsets lose with Darlow Destroyer and Crew, one of those 2 winning,
well,
it means
you got to imagine Portland Lumberjacks will be shopping for a quarterback because they have no quarterback this week because they've only got Josh Allen. He's on a bye. I think that's the only player he's missing.
I'm not convinced that he does. Unless there's a spot that he doesn't mind giving up, you go without. He's in, you know. He's already qualified for the playoffs. Do you want to, if there's a bench spot that you're at, like, for example, Foreman, if Foreman keeps that O, then he can stick him on the injured reserve and bring someone in.
Stick him on IR and get him past the waiver wire, and as soon as it clears, put him in before they decide he's going to play.
But I would certainly be, I would be considering.
He might just be taking the loss. Yeah.
And it would be great for Sandbach Sunset. It would help Sandbach no end, obviously, you know. But and you can't blame the team for doing that if you know you want to keep your bench spots and there's no one that you want to sacrifice. I don't blame anyone for doing that when they're in the playoffs. They're already there, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough. So Pork's got a good chance to go 6-7 against the Rhino Cardinals.
Well, the Rhino Cardinals have got a good chance of going 6-7 against Pork. Is the flip side of that, you know.
Yeah.
And the winner, the loser.
I'll go on Pork's side for that one. Sorry, but I'll go on your side in that one. Craig's a bit negative for you that one. So.
Negative Nelly over here.
Negative Nelly. People are like, what the hell is a Nelly? People like.
But it's very much. I mean, if you look at Rhino Cardinals' team, their whole entire bottom half of their starting lineups in bye week.
Oh God, geez, yeah.
And they've got Higgins and they've got Campbell and they've got Wilson, who was out this week. Is he going to be back? Yeah, maybe it is going to be Pork's week after all. But the game of the week here's Crew Juggernauts against Darlow Destroyers.
Oh, definitely a 2-game win streak against the Darlow Destroyers had a cracking score last week. So,
but the winner of this one takes themselves to 7 wins and gives them, you know. Belfast Benchwarmers, you've got to fancy winning this week to go to 7 wins. So I think it's the difference between going into the final week in the playoff spots and going into the final week outside the playoff spots. Because I do think Belfast this week, and I think Sandbach's got a very good chance of taking out Portland Lumberjacks this week if they do not go and get a quarterback. Therefore, I think that the loser of the Crew Juggernauts Darlow Destroyers game will not be in the playoffs and going into week 14.
Well, Going into week 14, you've got the Belfast Benchwarmers against the Crew Juggernauts. You've got the Darlow Destroyers got a bye week against the Gloucester Wolfpack. You've got Sandbach Sunsets against Cavite Porkers. And you've got Blackfoot Educators up against Bognor Regis Falcons, so that'll be a good one. And you've got to imagine that Burnham Brass Banders get a bye in the last week. So
yeah, I mean, those Cavite Porkers and Sandbach Sunsets and Belfast Bay, they're all. I mean, at the end of the day, Port could win this week and still not be in it if
depending on the
there's
results.
going to be at least one team on fifth's going to be on at least 7. Sixth might not be, but should be on 7. So yeah, long way to go though. It will go into the final week, but I think this one's going to the picture's going to be painted, and it's going to be painted by whoever wins Darlow and Crew. They're going to be kind of holding, and then I think Belfast Benchwarmers will definitely be on 7, and I think Sandbach will likely be on 7 as well. So then it'll be between them as opposed to those on 6.
Yeah. So yeah, but definitely tie of the week, definitely Crew Juggernauts against the Darlow Destroyers.
100%.